short bus. Yes, that's right. It's time for another installment of the Dryline Farmer Podcast presents the short bus episodes. We like to think we have good ideas from time to time, and most of the time, those ideas are short-lived. And so, we bring you the short bus episodes. Some of our best ideas that we could cram into 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, but usually that's when the good idea runs out. So that's why we have this, the short bus episodes, brought to you by the Dryline Farmer Podcast, found only on the Global Ag Network. Also on iTunes, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, SoundCloud, and everywhere else. Yes, that's right. It's time for another installment of the Dryline Farmer Presents the Short Bus episodes. Now, this week, we've got a really interesting, and I'm going to say this is really unique. I had no idea this was going on. This may be a large movement. I am not in this demographic yet, so fortunately, I've still got a few years to go, but ran across a senior citizens benefit lunch. Now, this is, you hear a lot of these going on. Senior citizen centers are really reliant on donations and, it's a community service and all that kind of stuff. So they have fundraisers all the time. They're having raffles or lunches or, Christmas pageants or whatever, stuff to raise money. Well, this one was really interesting. This was, I think, somewhere up in Iowa, maybe. Yeah, it was Iowa, because I know there was a lot of polka stuff going on. And anyway, if anybody's watched agricultural television, for some reason, I guess there's a lot of Scandinavians up there. They love their polka, even though that's German. But whatever the case, this is a senior citizens lunch with benefits ad. I think they kind of did like a live on location type of thing. Whatever the case, I thought it was real interesting. We got the audio of it. We're going to go ahead and play it, and they even had a sponsor for this deal, and that ad will run, I don't know if they cut into it. I can't remember what they did, but if it ran in the middle or afterwards. But whatever the case, they've got a doctor. I think he's a widower, so he comes to this deal. It's a lunch with benefits is the actual real name of this thing. So we're going to go ahead and run the ad and see what y'all think. You know what? Tell us. Give us a review before we go any further. Go over there on iTunes and give us a rating and review. 5 stars every time. Like I said, if it's a bad review, be creative, and we'll read it on the air. So go to iTunes, do that, and tell your friends, because you know what? You want to be a part of this thing. So here we go. I'm about to sneeze, so I'm going to get out of here. Lunch with benefits, the senior citizens. Get it on. Here we go. Hello, everybody. This is Ole Peterson coming to you live from Waterloo, Iowa. And if you can't tell from me already, I'm just one cracked ovary away from being from Saskatchewan. Hey, everybody, we want to welcome you to the 50th annual Lunch with Benefits here at the Waterloo Senior Citizens Home. Well, I guess it's not a home, is it? This is where the senior citizens come to play. This is our 50th annual Lunch with Benefits, and I am your host, Ole Peterson. Now, we're just going to get straight into it, don't you know? First of all, before we want to go any further, we want to mention our favorite sponsor every year for the last 35 years. It's Dr. Fucci. He's the only Asian American, don't you know, up here in Waterloo, Iowa. He is our great sponsor. He's been here for ages and ages, and we're going to go ahead and cut his advertisement in here. He's just been a great friend of the association here. Well, everybody here, like I said, this is Lunch with Benefits. We're going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty and tell you what all we got going on now. Some people like to say, well, Lunch with Benefits is kind of scandalous, especially for you older folks. Well, let me just tell you what we do for all of the people that show up at Lunch with Benefits, the senior citizens place. We like to set the mood. When you have any kind of benefit going on, don't you know, we need to set the mood. So we set the room temperature at a nice, balmy 79 degrees, just so everybody's extremely comfortable. The ladies can bring in their shawls or their Afghans and just really get cozy up in these nice folding chairs, even though half of these ladies in here have artificial hips, artificial knees, and some of them even have artificial boyfriends. I mean, hey, this is a lunch with benefits, don't you know? But I digress, nonetheless.
So yeah, we got the room temperature there. Every window is closed. Okay, so no airflow. There's absolutely So that really, the no airflow really leads into our next really big benefit of the lunch with benefits is every seat has that old distinctive old lady perfume smell. It really gets the pheromones, Hey guys, doesn't it get the pheromones going? Well, hey, that's Oli Jr. He's my son. He already goes to the senior citizens. But each seat is scented with an old lady perfume smell, like an Elizabeth Taylor or like a Joan Collins. I think she was an author or whatever. But to go with that, we have smoking jackets and eating jackets for all the old widowers, and they have that distinctive old man BO smell. Yeah, that's right, old man BO. You all know what we're talking about. You know, you turn 80, the speed stick, I mean, why bother at this point, right? You know, I mean, unless now, if you go to the lunch with benefits, it is recommended you know, hide it, you know, mask it maybe, but whatever, you know, hey, it's a free country. But, so we got that. So we already said every window is closed, right? But every handicapped spot is open. We have 17-year-old black African-American teenagers from the local football team guarding these spots. And don't you know, I mean, yeah, so they guard them. They give you a real dirty look if you don't have your placard. And I mean, at this point, we've all got our placards. I mean, that's like rolling up into high school, don't you know, with your old Camaro, that model. Or hey, you had a Model T, did you? Yeah, that dude's like 150 freaking years old. He's older than the rest of us. And senior citizens and lunch with benefits. Now, if all of those things didn't get your atrial fibrillated heart going, which, on a side note, we do have artificial heart defibrillators at every table. Yeah. Hey, everybody give a hand. Hey! Anyway, but if that doesn't get you going, as you can already tell, we have the Big Joe Polka Hour playing on our 6 TVs. No, we don't have any of these flat screens. These are still the old box style, and a lot of them still have that wooden console. You know, we like to set the mood for all these people, don't you know, about all of the, you know, next to the pop cans. You know, we got pop boxes everywhere. I mean, you know, we can't really feed kids. You know, we can't feed these old farts, you know, just any old, you know, you got to have pop. You know, that's about the hottest thing we got. But we'll get into the menu here in a minute. But, yes, so that's courtesy of RFD US, free of charge, the Big Joel Polka Hour, playing all night until 9:45. When we shut the lights out, you don't have to go back to the retirement home, but you can't stay here, don't you know? Okay, now, what would be a lunch without a menu? So, let's get into it. We've got a 3-course menu. Now, first of all, you got to have your drink order. Now, obviously, we've got the instant tea with no ice, and if it did have ice, it's long been melted. That's what you get when you go to any seniors. I mean, you know, most seniors places, they don't like it cold anyway. It's always hot. And we also offer coffee. Now, this coffee is so strong, you can read a bingo card through it, don't you know? You know, so you're sitting there drinking your pop, and you bring a coffee over here, and, you know, whatever. So, and if you're really feeling randy, you know, it'll say, that's what the young kids say, you know, randy, or, you know, kind of butterfly, you know. If you're feeling randy, we have a nice 2012 unopened Metamucil mix. Now, this is the orange flavor that everybody likes so much. Getting into the main course, we've got a Salisbury steak. We've got a choice now, Salisbury steak or a way overdone liver. How about that smell? Have you ever bitten into thinking you were getting smothered steak or even Salisbury steak, mistakenly thinking it was that and it was actually a liver, and you literally wanted to go puke up your own colostomy bag? You know, you wanted to break your hip voluntarily again just to get that taste out of your mouth. That's how terrible it is. But for some ungodly reason, this is the only thing in the world that not only tastes bad, but it's terrible for you. Of course, I mean, you don't give up. You know, you're 85 years old. What do you care? Sure, it's loaded with cholesterol. Sure, it's loaded with sodium. And, like, you know, probably the crap that the cow ate, you know, they lick each other's butts. I mean, come on. And, you know, everything has to go through the liver. But, hey, no judgment here. So you've got that, and of course your sides. Now we've got a unopened. It's unopened, right? Yeah, unopened cottage cheese. Now this cottage cheese is it's got a nice consistency of lumpiness. And we also, with that, we put carrots that were steamed last week. So they're just a little soggy, but we did pour some cinnamon on it. And just, bring out that flavor. Now for dessert. Now everybody, this is really an obvious thing. We have the nicest fruitcake that nobody would eat from Christmas 1976. Now, that was the year of the sesquicentennial, and I know a lot of you were already retired by then, but this is a nice fruitcake. This would knock any dead animal truck clear off the highway. You could knock a hole through a plate of diamond. Like if you had a diamond plate, anything, this would bust a hole right through that son of a bitch. And, but hey, old people, we like it. We like it a lot. Hey, what happened to the fucking music? Ah, there we go. Okay. I promised this was going to be going all the way till, the crack of 9:45. So I got the dessert. Now, let's get to the benefits. Now, without getting too graphic, we have the benefits room. Now, we have the nap room, we have the bingo room, we have the now this is really kind of where we get the ladies going. We have our water aerobics. Now, this is where they get into their 1940s swimsuits, where it's a tank top. Well, actually, that's for the guys, but we put them on the women. The tank tops, they look like a tank top, and then they got the tights that go down, like stop right above the knees. And these are old people, so they still wear socks in the aerobics. So they do like the flabby arm swing, or they do like the jazzercise hip shake. If this is all like pre-COVID, so we don't really care about vaccinations here. Hey, if you got the polio vaccine, you're okay with us, granted, they eradicated it, like 70 years ago, but whatever the case. So we get the ladies all heated up in the water aerobics. And meanwhile, we've got the men outside talking about kidney diseases. Yeah, that's right. Kidney diseases and blisters on their ankles and corns on their toes. And granted, this is Iowa, so they're all still talking about their freaking farms all day long, And they probably forgot most of what they did. And, they held the land till, they were 97 years old. And they made their son buy it from them for some ungodly reason. I don't know why. Meanwhile, they've been making the son that's already 84 cash rent it for like $500 an acre. So, and yet the guy will never let go. Like he will die before he lets this farm go. Even though it's surrounded by 4 Amazon warehouses. And for some reason I'm getting a Spanish accent, but I'm trying to stay Midwestern. Anyway, because I'm Ole Peterson, and I've never been south of the Ohio River Valley, or however it goes. But so yeah, we've got that. So we've got all the men. They're really talking it up. And we got the ladies in the water aerobics, and they're just really getting hot and heavy. We get them all dried off. We help each one of them out of the pool. Most of them need a walker at this point. And let's be honest, the benefits really run out because they're all taking a nap. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They got to get to bed. They got to get that solid 17 hours to sleep in, because we know, they know, and the rest of the community knows this will be back next year. Now, we want to get in this is Dr. Fucci. He is our resident, he is our token, he is our gracious sponsor. So we break away here for Dr. Fucci's Butt Solution, a proud sponsor of the Senior Citizens Lunch with Benefit. Dr. Fucci, take it away.
Hey, anybody got a pop? Hey, not that kind of pop.
Dr. Fucci's Butt Solution. Hello, Dr. Fucci, #1 Asian man in all Iowa. You have trouble going boom boom and pot pot? We are all #1 solution. We help all white Americans in all Iowa. Just listen to these testimonials. And they say, Dr. Fucci helped me get my shit together. Here is Sharon.
Hi, thanks, Dr. Fucci. I would
go all day. Nothing would happen. I'd even eat like 14 pounds of sauerkraut. And I'd just sit and wait and wait and wait, and nothing happened. Then I just took 4 ounces of Dr. Fucci's butt solution, and now I'm regular 11 hours out of the day and even 1 hour while I'm asleep. At Dr. Fucci, you'll say, Dr. Fucci helped me get my shit together. Johann. Yeah, I was all day out on a 4240. Had a 12-foot one-way disc. Go round and round and round. I had white bread. I had brown bread. Then I finally switched to carrots, sauerkraut, potatoes, apples, and oatmeal raisin crisp. Nothing happened. Go home. I was on the tractor all day, sitting, pounding, bouncing, racking, everything. And now, with just 3 ounces of Dr. Fucci's butt solution, I can't even leave the house until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then when I do get out to the field, I only get like 3 hours a day of work done because Dr. Fucci helped me get my shit together. Dr. Fucci, #1 all Iowa.
Well, guys, this turned out to be a kind of the longer bus episode, I guess you want to call it that way. But first time we've ever run across a lunch with benefits for senior citizens. Really, I've never even heard of a lunch with benefits for any age group, for that matter. But whatever the case, we hope you've enjoyed it. Again, check us out all over the podcast sphere. We're produced by ourselves and also with the Global Ag Network. Check us out there, iTunes everywhere. Give us reviews. And until next time, have a good one.